Let me check my channel and get the chat up, and we'll start going. Anyone who pops in tonight, thank you so much for being here. We got some good news today on Labor Day, September 6th, 2021, about the Venom movie getting pushed up for once. So it's been a year. Hold on, let me pause myself. There we go. Turn the volume down. That way I can keep up with all of y'all in the chat in case anyone pops in. So I let you all vote what time we were going to go live tonight. So thank you for participating in that. I know there's no one here yet. I think started like a minute or two early, so usually people aren't used to that. For me, I'm usually running late. Yeah, so anything we talk about tonight will just be, focusing on the release, and then we'll just, for like the first 20 or 30 minutes, and then for the last 20 or 30 minutes, we'll just kind of chat about whatever. I'll just catch up on comments and all that fun stuff. So if you have any thoughts, you want to share your excitement, anything you want to talk about for Venom Let There Be Carnage, which is now like 24 days away. Like, how crazy is that? We were all, we woke up this morning and it was a month and 2 weeks away, or a month and a week away. And then now it's literally like less than 4 weeks away. So, hey, what's up, Tariq? How's it going? Good to see you. Yeah, right. Big news. I'm excited. It was cool to see this. It's been a rough couple days for me. So I was like, I don't know. I guess I was just looking for anything. I was burying myself into work today. Like, I woke up, I was up late last night till like 5 a.m. or I guess almost till the sun rose. I walked Echo at like 5 this morning, and then came back in and finally went to bed by 5:30. But I was working on Neverland stuff, still waiting on notes. So I was like, I gotta finish this last chapter of the third book. So I'm not going to wait on notes anymore. I'll just start working, and I feel like I'm just letting everyone's just waiting for me to release these stupid books. So I'm like, let's just get this last chapter done, and I'll get the notes, and when I get them, I'll deal with that at that time. So I was trying to bury myself into work because of everything from everything from this weekend. Although some positives from this past weekend, because I don't like to really talk about the negatives too much, was last Thursday before I fell ill. I actually recorded some stuff in the morning, which you're starting to see now. There are a lot of the Midnight Suns videos that have been popping up, and I have like 2 more that are going to go up tonight after this live stream, and then another one tomorrow, I think. And then I interviewed Anthony Perez for a Parasite podcast episode, so that'll go up on Wednesday. And then also Tajaya from Blacktastic Media, I got to interview him on Saturday night when I started feeling a little bit better. And pretty much all my energy went into that video. I was so excited to talk to that guy. I was really pumped to talk to him about his movie, Ciara, which comes out October 28th. And I was just really, really jazzed to talk to him. So I brought my energy. And then as soon as that camera shut off, I was done skis. I was out of it, man. So it was, so those were my 2 highlights for the weekend for sure. Those were great moments. And then my coworkers on Sunday, who kept me going, and I lasted almost a full day. I mean, technically a full day because I didn't take a lunch. I left like 20 minutes early before we closed. I just was like, I gotta go. And then unfortunately, I wish it was kind of a what if universe moment. I wish I would have just stayed the last 20 minutes, because maybe if I did, I wouldn't have gotten into such a heated argument with my mom on the phone, which really put a bad, that really sucked, because I don't like getting mad at people, and I also don't like getting mad at my own mom too. So on top of all the other stuff, I was just like, just can this weekend be over? So when this news came out today, I was like, well, hey, I'm burying myself into work today anyway, so it's nice to talk about the Venom movie and get something positive to share. And then also happy birthday to Naomi Harris, who plays Shriek in the film. Today is her birthday, coincidentally, so that's pretty awesome too. Let me catch up on comments here. Twisty says, hello, what's up, Twisty? Anthony says, hey, brother, just stopping by to drop some love for you and your channel. I can't stay right now, but you're killing it. Well, thank you, man. Yeah, I'm killing myself, but I appreciate it, man. You're awesome, and the interview I did with you was an amazing time, and I can't wait to share that with people on Wednesday. And then, like I said, the Blacktastic Media, Tajaya at Blacktastic Media, I have his interview that will go up on Friday. And then my review for his movie, Ciara, will probably go up a month from now. I knew we were going to be doing a lot of Venom stuff, so I didn't want to, especially this week, I was like, all right, I know I'm going to be diving into, possible movie news and other things, so I didn't want to, I wanted us to focus on Venom, and since Ciara's, Tajaya's movie Ciara doesn't come out till the end of October, my review will probably go up like in mid-October, because we have all this Venom stuff at the beginning of October that we got to do. So you'll see my review for that coming up soon. What's up, Riddle John? How's it going? Tariq says, are they doing this because of Shang-Chi's success? I mean, that's a big part of it, and we'll talk about that here in a second. Let me just catch up on comments. Skullman says, I'll watch both Venom, Let There Be Carnage, and Spider-Man No Way Home. That being said, I'm worried about both films. Well, yeah, that's true. It's like me. I'm excited for Resident Evil, but I'm also a little worried about it, too. So I get it. I know what that feels like. Hey, that's me. I can't wait for it to drop. Yes, it'll be coming soon. Hey, what's up? Master X, how's it going? How's it going, Seek? I'm doing well, man. How are you? Live stream time. What's up, everyone? VCXZ, how are you? Welcome, welcome. Maybe Eminem is going to make a Carnage song that will be revealed at the end of the credits. I mean, if they were going to do a song, I feel like they would have probably dropped it by now. But who knows? Maybe they'll drop it like in the next couple days or week or something if they have a song. I don't know if it'll be Eminem, but I hope someone does a song. You know me, I'm a big Seven Dust fan, and I'm hoping there's some kind of concert or rock song in the movie because of Carnage. So I would love if Seven Dust did a song, but we would have found out by now, I think. Skullman says, as much as I had a good time with the first Venom movie, I'm actually afraid that Let There Be Carnage will be more of the same, and I'm worried No Way Home will retcon everything that made the Raimi films great. I mean, I don't know. That's unfair to put all that stuff on those movies before they get a chance to sway you the other way. I mean, that's why I always say about expectations. I try not to go in with stuff like that anymore when I go see movies because once you start thinking about it when you go into the movie, it's going to be harder for the movie to convince you otherwise of it, and you're going to start looking for things that feed your thought in theory, and you're not going to give the movie a fair chance. And that's just from my personal experience. You may be different than I am, and probably are, but at least in my experience, when I go in with preconceived notions, it's harder to break through those walls, I feel. Angel Rose, what's up? How's it going? Well, now that I got Tajaya's interview done and Anthony's, I can now reach out to Angel Rose in like the next couple weeks, and there was someone else, Goldheart, I think, so I wanted to interview those two ladies. So I will reach out to both of you soon. Angel Rose, how are you? Tavia, what's up? How's it going? How's your day going? Better now, man. I'm doing better now. I appreciate it. I only have enough energy in me maybe for about a 45-minute to an hour stream, so please don't let me go past that tonight. I'm still hurting in some ways, so just bear with me if I mess up or zone out or whatever. I got back from Shang-Chi and I thought it was fun. I haven't seen it yet. I was supposed to go on Thursday and I got sick. And I didn't get sick like COVID or anything like that. I just got like my head. So usually that's what happens. At the drop of a hat, something will hurt, like my head will hurt, and that'll cause other problems. And it just got really bad on Thursday. So bad that on Friday I almost couldn't talk sometimes because of how much my head hurt. It felt like a vice was like crushing. I just felt this pressure, and it felt like it was pushing the top of my head right down towards my jaw, and it hurt really bad. So I was barely functional on Friday, actually. So I missed out on Shang-Chi completely, but it did great this weekend. We're going to talk about that here in 1 second. Matthias says, I can't wait for October 1st. Venom 2 is going to be so good. I can't wait. And if you hear, it's the storm is coming. I walked Echo right before we started the show, and just lightning everywhere. Hey, Seek, how's it going? It's your boy. What's up? I'm doing good, man. How are you? Just wanted to say Venom 2 is finally here. I hope you're doing great, Seek. Thank you, Eli. I appreciate it, man. Yeah, I know. We're finally here 1 year after it was supposed to come out originally, and we finally made it. We're less than a month away. It's so good. Speaking of which, I did my review of Shang-Chi if you want to check it out. I can't check it out even if it doesn't have spoilers. I haven't watched anyone's thoughts on Shang-Chi, so you'll have to wait till after I see the movie, which I don't know when I'm going to get a chance to go to the theaters, especially since I don't like to go to theaters. So, missing it opening weekend is tough for me because I don't know when I can plan to go see it again. Maybe one day I'll go see a matinee or something by myself. Still excited that Tobey Maguire, Willem Dafoe, and Alfred Molina and the GOAT, J.K. Simmons, are all returning. There you go. Yeah, we'll talk about No Way Home 2 maybe in the last half of the episode because people, I guess, wanted to know my thoughts on it, and I didn't think you guys cared. So we'll talk about it afterwards. Good in yourself? Oh, thank you, Angel. I'm good. Exactly, that's what I say. That's the generation I grew up where we just appreciate what the creators give us rather than head to people's expectations and theories. I don't just love something because I get it too, but I know what you mean. Like Midnight Suns is a big one right now because I have people coming in and Resident Evil, the movie, on my other channel. People are just overly negative a little bit, like not with the downvotes, which is nice of them, but with some of the comments. And there's like a lot of entitlement and stuff. And you know me, I'm not a big fan of that. So I kind of went off on a guy today, like not fully, but just kind of like called him like a whiny baby. I guess that was kind of mean. So if you're out there, dude, and you're watching this, like, yeah, I get like that, and I apologize. You know, I do mean what I say, but I also could have said it better. I just was, I guess I'm just getting tired of people bringing that negativity here. I'm just like, hey, man, we're chill. We're not like your other YouTube channels. I am critical and I am negative at stuff, but I try to give a better reason than the stuff this person was commenting. It just felt like a lot of entitlement. It was entitlement in his comments. So I just kind of, that's a button for me sometimes. So happy with his date, and it's a day earlier since the first date. Yes, and Georgie, who's not here tonight, but is a big fan of the show and watches the show. I should say friend. I don't like the term fan. He's a friend of the show and big supporter and in the comments and stuff. And his birthday is September 30th. So this is cool because he can go see it September 30th. Because they usually do Thursday night shows for the movie. So how cool is that? If I'm off, I'll go with you to see it. Oh, that'd be awesome. Yeah, I think I'm going to go see it on September 30th at night. So I'll probably, tickets go on sale tomorrow. I don't have any money right now to buy tickets. I just spent like my last like $30 today on food to last me for the rest of the week. So for right now, I can't buy the tickets, but I'm sure and hope they'll still be available the next time I get paid. So yeah, I'll probably buy a couple tickets and see if people want to go with me. Are you gonna get the G Fuel? No, I can't drink that stuff. All right. So before I get into Andy from Midnight Suns, no idea if I'll play it though. Yeah, I'm into. Oh, Andy. Ooh, that would be a good playable character for Midnight Suns. Good call. Ooh, I like that. Matthias says my son and I are so excited for Midnight Suns. Me too. I'm like pumped for that game. I have 2 videos going up tonight. Actually, the second one just finished rendering, so you'll see 2 more episodes go up tonight before midnight. And then you'll probably see another episode, a short episode tomorrow. And then tomorrow they're going to reveal the gameplay footage of Sabretooth, the boss battle with Sabretooth. So we're going to, I'll make another video tomorrow night, and that'll probably go up on Wednesday along with Anthony's interview. All right, so now I caught up enough. I'll probably miss a couple comments if I do, and you feel like I should read them, like just re-say them if I miss them, but I'll try to remember where I was in the chat, and we'll come back to that point. But for now, October 1st. So obviously the news dropped that Venom got pushed up. This is the main reason why when Vulture came out and posted that article, which they put behind a paywall, which was really scummy of them, so that way people couldn't easily fact check them. And that's why I don't like Vulture and websites like them. They put out this rumor that Venom was going to get pushed back to 2022. And since a lot of people didn't have access to their actual article, they started running with it. YouTubers, journalists, and all this other stuff. And I knew, like, I was like, I'm going to bite my tongue because once again, these people are going to dig themselves into a hole. And I don't think this movie's going to get pushed back again. Like they've already done almost a full marketing campaign for it. And I just didn't see it getting pushed back. Like, they're starting to drop other things. They have TV spots planned, I think, to start dropping soon. So for me, I'm just like, I'm not going to fall into this trap. I'm going to wait and see and wait for an official word from Sony. And I'm glad I did, because once again, my instincts were like telling me, like, don't comment on this. Don't comment on this. You already made one video that it's delayed 3 weeks to October 15th. And even in that video, I said, yeah, I don't understand why they pushed it back 3 weeks. So it never made sense to me why they would push it back 3 weeks, because I was like, the world's not going to change in 3 weeks. But then I think in that same video, I said, but it's probably going to come down to Shang-Chi. Hollywood's very reactive. I would say it's a business. You could call it cowardly. I think it's a little cowardly the way they conduct their business, but it is the way they do things, and they're reactionary. And if they see, they're like, all right, like Suicide Squad, a lot of people's eyes were on that. They were like, it's James Gunn. It's like an over-the-top movie, but it's rated R, but even that still, they were like, let's see if this does well. And a lot of other movies were basing their release schedules off of that success. And when that didn't do well at all, they decided, okay, well, everyone freaked and said, okay, theaters aren't back to normal. People aren't ready to go back. All this, the Delta variant, all these other things that the media, tells us and stuff. So I think it all came down to Shang-Chi, and they were like, let's see how well this does, and then let's go from there. And like I said in that video, if that movie does gangbusters, which on Labor Day weekend, which typically does not do well. A lot of big movies, not in years, like 10 or 15 or 20 years, have big budgeted movies ever open on Labor Day weekend. And so like, and typically that does not happen. They usually aim for 4th of July or somewhere around there, in the summer, back in like the late 90s, early 2000s. And a lot of people stayed away from Labor Day and just released like, smaller movies with smaller budgets, because they can at least, win something, successful, or make some money off of that 4-day weekend, like Halloween did in the past, I think, as well. So having this like come out on Labor Day weekend and set all kinds of records for not just Labor Day weekend during a pandemic, but Labor Day weekend of all time, I think that's what, making what was it, 70 million or something like that domestically, and then 90 million worldwide or something like that in one weekend. Now it's probably going to have a massive drop off next week, and people will probably react to that. But I think at this point, for something like Venom, they're just kind of like, you know what, we need to bump our movie up now closer back to our original release date. And if they would have stuck to September 24th, I think that would have been really good for them to just hold their guns there. But obviously hindsight's 2020. But the thing is this is good. This is something that the media can use, that want movie theaters to succeed, and the movie theaters can use that because they want to succeed. They can use this as, look, people are ready. People are coming back to the theater. So anything that comes out for the next few weeks, that will be the word of mouth, and the mindset is like, hey, okay, people are still safe enough to go see a movie, and sit in a theater full of people and stuff. And so I think having a release date closer to Shang-Chi right now is a good thing. And then if like Venom or something, or Halloween, which comes out October 15th, if those don't do well, then Hollywood will react accordingly to their movies afterwards. But I think Venom is in this bubble, and I think it's going to stick. And that's why they pushed the release date up, because they were like, let's get back as close to our original release date as possible. So I would say Shang-Chi is a big part of the reason this decision was made. Probably not the full reason, but I'm sure it was a big part of it, for sure. So either way, we went out on that, because if this movie actually does come out on October 1st now, we get to see it earlier than we thought we were, because we were all starting to mentally prepare ourselves for October 15th. So it's nice to get this 2-week bump for sure. So all right, let me catch up on comments here. Yeah, the G-Fuel stuff, though, I can't eat that stuff. No way. Handy for Midnight Suns, I agree with. Oh my God, my son and I are excited. I can't. Yeah, me too for that game. It's going to be awesome. I'm watching Rocky 2 for the first time. Oh, nice. The Rocky franchise is one of my all-time favorite movie franchises. I still have yet to see Creed 2, though, but I'm sure it's great because I love the first one, but I got to sit down and watch that. But I want to do a marathon of those. Rocky Balboa is one of my favorite characters in movies of all time. That guy he's a grinder, man. He works hard, and I like him. He's a lovable idiot, but oh man, I love that character. I hope you like that movie. It's good. I mean, all of them. I like a lot of the Rocky movies. I think a lot of people don't like 5. I agree, it's the weakest one, but when the other ones are so good, it's like, of course, Rocky 5 had a lot to live up to. I'll probably see it on the 2nd. Okay, it's your boy. Nice. Dude, that Spawn figure back there is awesome. You're so lucky. We got our son a crap ton of Spawn stuff for Christmas, but that figure you have is amazing. Yeah, so these 2 figures were the Kickstarter, were the Kickstarter figures for Spawn. And I think McFarlane's going to do another Kickstarter this Christmas for Medieval Spawn, so I'm waiting to see on that. But yeah, these figures were they were a birthday gift for me last year. My mom got them for me, and it was like $80 or $40 a figure to Kickstart them, which is a good price. And the box they came in was amazing. It's like I did a whole video on them. You should check it out. It's the box itself I was like drooling on, and the cool thing was you could drool on it because it was like protected. Like you couldn't get fingerprints on the box. I guess you could drool on it and make a mess, but whatever. I still loved it. It was awesome, and the figures are great. And so I've decided that the new Spawn toys that are out right now, I'm not going to purchase because I already purchased. I mean, I don't have a ton of money anyway, and I already purchased the DC figures that McFarlane makes, and I like those a lot, and I want to keep that collection going. So I'm not going to buy. I can't afford to buy any of the Spawn figures that are out right now, but that's okay because anytime he does a Kickstarter, I'll just do those, and that'll be my Spawn collection. So I mean, that's fine. I don't need a room full of Spawn figures. I mean, I would love that, but I don't have the room for it anyway either. But thank you. Yes, I think those figures are amazing too, and they're better than most of the stuff that gets put on the toy shelves today, and that's why I wanted to have them. This new date really benefits Halloween Kills 2 since they don't have to worry about Venom 2 taking their money. Yeah, I think there's some crossover with the male demographic for those 2 movies, and so in age brackets and stuff. So I think it's better for both movies as well. I agree, and vice versa. Agreed. It's your boy. Long time no see. Venom 2 is hype. What's up, Flame Gamer Hotspot? We'll just call you Hotspot, right? Good to see you again. True, it does seem cowardly. The Suicide Squad movie was really great. Yeah, I liked it. I don't know if you guys saw my reaction. I wanted to edit it. I noticed a lot of people who do reactions online, they kind of edit them down. So I think if me and Alex, I haven't been feeling well a lot, and so I haven't been able to, it's been on me. Like Alex has been great because he's got a school schedule, but he's always like, hey man, I'm free this night, I'm free this night, and I haven't been able to watch the What If shows with him. So hopefully at some point we can. And what I'll do is I'll just edit down our actual reaction and just and just leave our thoughts of the episode at the end, make that most of the video, and just show a couple of reactions to a couple scenes. But yeah, I'm still figuring out that, me, I'm not a big fan of reaction stuff, but it's the best way me and Alex can hang out with each other when we can. And I, and to record it and share it here is just extra, because I'm like, oh good, it's still content for the channel too, which is awesome. And I want you guys to know Alex too. He's one of my best friends. So I really think they're not endorsing or whatever this new Venom movie, like they were the hell out of the action figures. Where the hell are the action figures? My son loves Venom and Carnage, but you can barely find anything. I mean, we got one Venom movie figure a couple months ago, and that was 2 years after the first movie came out, or 2.5 years. So, I mean, yeah, they don't market them like that. Sony doesn't have the rights to Venom as or Spider-Man. They have to do it's weird. Their licensing rights for the toys have to go through Disney, I think, a lot of times, or at least get signed off by Disney. So it's not easy for them to just pump out merchandise for Venom or Morbius or Spider-Man. Spider-Man, it's easier for them because Disney has a say in it. So they're like, yeah, of course we want to put Spider-Man everywhere. But with everything else, it's not easy for them. So it's not, in that regard, I mean, it is Sony's fault because they made a bad judgment call on the contract. But I mean, it's out of their hands. All the people currently making decisions, it's not their fault. So, Suicide Squad has the unfortunate stigma of being a DC property. That's true too. Hey, what's up, Eddie's Mullet? How's it going? Yes, and yeah, Eddie, I liked, though I did like Eddie's comment earlier. He said, I'll believe Venom is coming out October 1st when I'm in the theater sitting there watching it. But I called him a boomer. But yeah, I mean, and that's a lame joke because he's not really being a boomer about it. But I was like, it was the only joke I could think of in the moment. So yeah, but yeah, no, yeah, DC uphill battles a lot, as you can see with their stuff. I personally like DC characters more than Marvel characters, but I feel like I'm a closet DC fan nowadays. Like I can't, like, look at my wall. It's all Marvel stuff back there now, and then some Halo stuff over here. Like it's like that. I love that joke where Chris Tucker from Rush Hour, when he's like, I don't even tell my mama doesn't even tell people I'm a cop. She tells everyone I'm a drug dealer. And that's what I say about DC. I'm like, I don't even tell people I'm a DC fan. I just tell everyone I'm a drug dealer. And people seem to have more respect for me. It's your boy says, God, I wonder how much China will help Venom 2 since they loved the first one. They did. It's true. Yeah, I mean, and they're coming out to see their movies when they release in their countries. Venom still doesn't have a release date in China, I don't think, but it'll probably get one really soon, I'm going to guess, for sure. I am shocked Venom 1 did actually good in China. I'm not, because the way they marketed the movie, it was genius. If you haven't seen our videos on it, like 2 or 3 years ago, whatever, we did videos on how they were marketing Venom in other countries. And one of the videos I made was on China, because they printed these little flyers that they hung up at college campuses where Venom was like the ultimate boyfriend or male friend. And he was like this non-threatening, even though he looks like a giant monster, he was like this non-threatening entity that was like holding books for young girls with like, or not young, I guess they're young because they're like in college, or like 20 or whatever, or 19. So they were like, here, hold my books, I'm like, let's walk me to class. And he was like this non-threatening, like a boyfriend simp type. And it was genius. It was really, really genius. So the way they marketed that, they really they were like, we're going after every age demographic. We're going to market Venom to people over 30, and people between 20 and 30. And then this is how we're going to market to younger people, since the movie was PG-13. So yeah, no, they did such a good job in China marketing that movie that I was actually surprised it didn't do better in some regard. But yeah, they had fun marketing that movie. You should see all the stuff. Go follow Fillmore Antidote at Fillmore Antidote on Instagram. He's got a really great page. He's been posting a lot of that stuff, like how they promote Venom in Russia, how they promote Venom in South America. And there's like a giant Venom statue in this one park, and there's like all these crazy things. I mean, the stuff that guy finds for his Instagram is amazing. So yeah, I definitely, like, back in the early days of this, I had more time at times to like research a lot of stuff and look for, and I knew where to look. Now I feel like some stuff has come to me and it's made me a little lazy, and I hate that. So I haven't been as deep diving as much as Fillmore and other people have. So that's why I always recommend go check out their channel. Them, Venom site, I Spy a Symbiote, like they're all awesome. Symbiote Gang and all those people on Instagram. My son's so excited for Halloween Kills. He's a big Jason and Michael Myers fan, so we're definitely seeing both movies in October. Nice. Yeah, I'm not a big Halloween fan personally. And the last one I kind of just was like meh on the one that came out a few years ago. But I do love Jamie Lee Curtis, and I don't know. I don't know if I'll see this in a theater, but I'll probably, the day it comes out to rent or buy digitally or something, I'll probably check it out then. Yeah, I know you don't have to choose on which to watch first. That's right. That's right. True. Um, Honestly, we thought we'd be seeing Halloween Kills first, but Venom 2 first will be excellent. Yeah, hey, there you go. Cool. Well, that's good. That's good for us Venom fans that you're going to go see Venom 2 first now. Because, yeah, if it came out the same weekend and you were like, oh, I'm going to see, Halloween Kills, we'd be like, oh, no, we lost one. Get him back. Search party for Matthias. Tavia says, so I'm guessing if the Venom Let There Be Carnage movie does well, I'm guessing Sony will stick to their plan on Morbius. Most likely. Like, Morbius will probably come out in January. Venom the Simp. Yeah. Hold on. I skipped a bunch of comments, I think. Holy cow. Yeah, I went way down here. Probably can't go back with Morbius because of the Netflix deal. Yeah, they're probably locked into that, most likely. But we'll see. We'll see about that. Hope to see it on my birthday on the 21st of October. Oh, there you go, Mahad. Mahad, what's going on, man? I haven't seen you in a while. Welcome back to the channel, dude. VCXZ, we should be spawn. What would the spawn box be protected from green Venom drool? I mean, it's protected from my green drool, so I don't know what's different between me and Venom's green drool, but I would assume so. I think I accidentally dropped slime on it because I got those around the time I did the ASMR video, and I think I got slime on the box and it didn't make a mess. It didn't make a stain on the box, so that was pretty awesome. Matthias, speaking of Rocky, I just had my son watch Rocky 4 and he cried when Apollo died. I know that was a gut-wrenching scene. I felt so bad for him, but when Rocky beat Drago, my son is like, "That's what you get. Yes, you get what you effing deserve." I'm still hoping for a Super Sons figure or an animated movie. Oh yeah, that would be good. That would be. You're gonna get some Damien Halloween holiday stuff. I think you made a video on it. I actually went by and watched a couple of your videos this morning when I was laying in bed, and I gave you some thumbs up. Sorry I didn't comment. I was just kind of had it on as background noise. So as soon as the new video started, I went over and thumbs up it, and then I kept it on in the background. So yeah, I think I watched your Damien one, and then whatever your 4 most recent ones were, I had them all go through. So, but not the Shang-Chi. I think I skipped. I saw that pop up and I was like, skip. I was like, no, can't. I don't want to hear the review. Maybe we'll get a Midnight Suns Legend line. I think we will, and I think we might get a comic to tie into it. So I'm hoping those get announced at some point soon. But yeah, I would love that. I'll buy them and I'll cover them on the channel for sure. I know some people are upset the movie rated PG-13, but that doesn't mean it's going to suck. I mean, Birds of Prey was rated R. That movie sucked. There's a lot of rated R movies that suck. Like when you make something rated R just to do it for the edginess of it, or to up your humor, like Suicide Squad did, some people like it and most people will not. So I think it's good that they did not do rated R. And I wasn't expecting it to be rated R. So again, people with their expectations and they're like, you can only do. We talked about that in ad nauseum. That Carnage can only be done in rated R. He's a serial killer. He only can exist in rated R. And it's like, well, then how do you explain all of the Carnage stuff you've ever loved over the last 30 years? Oh, you can't? Okay, then. Because that was all T-rated stuff, except for 2 comics. We get Lego. That's right. Yeah, there's Carnage Lego now. I love that. I love that I own a Disney toy, or a toy made by Disney of Carnage. I'm like, this is a serial killer that Disney made the toy of that was exclusive to their stores. How amazing. How amazing is that? Can we get some Ghost Rider stuff, Disney, please? Thank you. He's a lot less intense than a serial killer. Speaking of figures, did you see the Hot Toys Venom came out? I didn't see that. I'm actually not... I could never afford a Hot Toy ever, I don't think, in my life. Maybe at one point in my early 20s, maybe, but definitely not nowadays. And I stay away from even knowing they exist, because once I do, I start thinking about, well, should I pay rent this month or buy that? and I always want to pay rent. So yeah, I haven't dipped into that stuff yet. I probably shared an image or 2 of them sometimes, but I don't like I don't deep dive into looking at them. Sony gave up the Spider-Man merchandise rights a while ago. Yeah, so there you go. So it's tough for Sony to get stuff out there. Have you seen Marvel Legends Venom figure based on a 90s animated series? I have. I saw that online, and I don't have the money for it either, but I am keeping an eye on it, so as long as it doesn't sell out, I'll probably buy one on one of my next few checks, most likely. But yeah, it does look cool. The red and blue lighting effects on them are amazing. For What If, I'd love to see an episode where Rhodey is Iron Man. Maybe Tony dies in Iron Man 2 and Rhodey takes his place in Avengers. That would be that's an amazing idea, actually. There's a comic book, I think, like that, too. The first Iron Man comic I ever read as a kid starred Rhodey as Iron Man. So for like a couple months, I thought Rhodey was Iron Man. So whenever Tony Stark would show up, I'm like, who the hell is this dude? And it was the same with Green Lantern. When I got into Green Lantern, John Stewart was Green Lantern. And then Guy Gardner showed up like an issue later, and then I think Hal. And I was like, I'm like, oh, okay, there's other Green Lanterns from other planets, but they look like they're human. And then I found out the actual history of it. I was like, what? I'm like, wait, so John Stewart's not the Green Lantern? So yeah, that's why I loved the animated series when they did that, because they made it John Stewart, which is really cool. He's my favorite, next to Abin Sur. But Abin Sur dies too quickly for you to really love him too much. But I always loved that character. I always wanted to write a Abin Sur story. What if episode 4 was freaking insane? That's what that's what I hear. Personally, I love both Marvel and DC. Yeah, I love them both too. I mean, I tend to like DC characters more than Marvel characters, but lately I've been way more invested in Marvel characters. I mean, the DC comics, every time I get excited, oh, they're doing Rebirth, and I get into it, and then like a couple months later, like 6 months later, I'm like, all right, everyone put all their best work in the beginning, and now they're just kind of phoning it in, or they're behind on. I don't know what's going on over there, editors or whatever the problem is. I think they just had more layoffs, and which just breaks my heart, because I just want comics. I mean, I want more people to read comics. Even if I don't like them, I want comics to survive. So if they do something that the masses will like, that's fine. Like, that'll get more readers in and new readers. If all their techniques to get new readers in actually worked, I wouldn't be upset. But when I see them not work, I'm like, well, what do you do now? Because now you've already pushed away a lot of fans, and now the stuff you're trying to get new readers hooked on, they're not sticking around. So like, what's left? Now we're in this weird limbo with comics, and it just sucks, because yeah, I don't want to get into that, because every time I give an opinion on that, people are like, oh, what are you, Comicsgate or something? I'm like, no, I'm not one of those guys. I just have similar viewpoints on certain things, and that doesn't make me a bad person, just like their viewpoints don't make them bad people, in my opinion, and people who are on the other side, their viewpoints don't make them bad people. We just all have an idea of what we want from comics to make it succeed, and we just all have different ideas, and that's just what it comes down to. But we all want the same thing, so to me, we're all good comic fans. So yeah, I don't know, but people love to draw those lines in the sand, man. Venom the Simp, yes. Fillmore Antidote shown that Venom 2 is killing it in other countries too. Whole building was taken over by a symbiote. Yeah, see, that's where I love that. I love that Instagram account for sure. Matthias says, I love the amalgam of Batman and Wolverine. Got to get my son that figure. That's a good one. That's a good comic book, the amalgam stuff. My son loves it. So many Batman figures. Yeah, I got a lot too. They're out in my living room though. That's adorable. He was a symbiote. That's right. Oh, the Devastator from the Metal Cool. Yeah, that's right. Devastator. What's up, Seek? Ah, snap. Live stream again. Amazing timing, and thanks for the shout out. Oh, look at that. Look at that. Your ears are burning. What happens if Morbius fails miserably? Then they won't make a Morbius 2, and who cares? They'll probably just throw him in Sinister 6, and then they'll wrap that universe up. They'll just end it. Sony has so many other characters. If Morbius doesn't do well, they don't need to make more Morbius movies. Thank you, my brother. It's been a long time. Hey, you're welcome, man. Welcome back. Can you believe we're less than a month from this movie finally? Crazy, because I think my first time checking out your channel was when you did your Planet of the Symbiotes video. It's crazy how time flies. Cannot wait to receive my Venom vlog mug in the mail. You're the one who got that. I was just going to ask. So yes, for people who weren't aware, I created a merch shop on Teespring, or I guess it's just called Spring now. Because my nephew was like, you're not a real YouTuber. And I go, what? Like, because I made a video for him for his birthday. And he was like, you're not a real YouTuber. And I go, what do you mean I'm not a real YouTuber? And I go, you're watching me on YouTube, right? And he goes, yeah, but you don't have any merch. And I'm like, yeah, but I'm not really that, I'm not big enough for merch. Like, I can't link it and, visually show it on my channel. And I'm like trying to explain this all to a 7-year-old. And he's like, he's like, yeah, but until you get merch, Uncle Rock, like I can't say that you're a YouTuber to my friends, I guess. So he kind of Catholic guilt tripped me. I'm like, are they raising you Catholic? Is my brother and my mom raising you Catholic? Because that guilt trip was amazing. So yeah, so I came up with some merch. So I have some Highway to Hell merch on there, and then I have some Venom vlog stuff. Uh, the any proceeds that are from the Highway to Hell stuff, that stuff that I'll keep the money for, and it'll go to the channel in some way. Or like if I'm behind on a bill, it might help me on a bill from time to time. But mainly that's for the channel. Anything that's Venom vlog related that sells, most of that go, or actually all of it, because I think the way I priced it was perfectly. So whatever, if a shirt sells, I get like $5 or $6 from it. All of that goes to PJ. He's the artist who drew the logo, our original Venom vlog logo. He did it for me all those years ago for basically nothing, and I think for a favor, like a small favor, and it always meant a lot to me. So the other artists that I've reached out to and got art for on the channel, I typically paid unless they gave it as like fan art, but I try to only use the ones I paid for consistently, and I always wanted to give something back to PJ. So I reached out to him recently and said, hey, I don't know if you're doing okay or anything like that, but I'm thinking about making this merchandise. So anything that's Venom vlog related that we sell, I will give that money to PJ. It'll go to a good cause, trust me. And then I have Solestar merch coming up. So I have shirts, pillows, mugs, everything with my character that I created, Solestar. And that is art by Kevin Eastman, the creator of the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. And so probably end of this week or early next week, those will go up. And any sales I make from those between when they go up and Christmas, I will donate that money for those few months. Any money I make for those items, I will donate that to the Brain Aneurysm Foundation at Christmas time. That'll be a part of our donation. Because usually at Christmas, I try to give them a few dollars if I have it. So this year I'm like, okay, good. I can throw in a few bucks, but then maybe throw in some sales from this merchandise stuff. So that will be probably limited time items, and they'll just be available from when they go live up to Christmas Day, and then I'll probably end that campaign on Teespring. So there you go. I'm hoping for Hasbro Carnage figures. That would be nice. So yeah, but thank you for ordering the mug. That's awesome. And then so I think Jason Voorhees, who's someone who watches this channel, he ordered a shirt, Venom Vlog shirt, and he's going to wear it to the opening of the movie. And I don't have any money right now, but next time I get paid, I think I can order a shirt and have it delivered before the movie comes out, because I too would like to wear a Venom Vlog shirt to the movie for sure. All right, thank you, man. You're welcome, dude. I'm not sure what the Devastator is from Metal. Oh, he's like a Doomsday Batman combination. Yeah, he's weird looking. Am I in time for the rest of the time? Yes, you are in time for the rest. Time is a construct, my friend. So you're always going to be here right at the time you need to be here. Matthias Rain backstory was basically Devastator from Dark Knight's Metal is the amalgam of Batman and Doomsday. Yeah, that's right. Okay, so you already answered that. Good. Rest of the stream. Yes, you're here in time. I got about 20, maybe 15 minutes left of the stream. I can't afford that either, but Hot Toys looks cool for sure. Cool. Heck, same goes for me with Wally West, who was my Flash growing up. See, there you go. He was my Flash too. Although I did read the book where Barry died, but I didn't. I was like, oh, okay, who's Barry? Okay, he died. That sucks. And then I started reading the Wally stuff. So same here. I want comics to survive as well, not die. Exactly. And we all have different opinions of how we want that to happen. Some of us could be right, some of us could be wrong, but we won't actually succeed in it unless we all work together in some regard and listen to each other's feedback. And so without communication, I mean, like I like to whittle things down to because a lot of things are a business. I like to whittle it down to Kitchen Nightmares. Kitchen Nightmares was one of those early shows I watched post aneurysm that I got really obsessed with. That, Supernatural, and a couple other shows. Vegas, I think, was one of them, with Josh Duhamel. And I was like, Kitchen Nightmares is like really great, because if you notice one major thing that's the problem with most restaurants that he goes to is that the communication, like there's a stubborn boss, someone's not listening, like whatever the case is, someone who feels a certain way isn't telling the other person they feel that way, so they can't get past it and they're just building resentment. So communication is like a big thing, and it's something I started really taking notice in a couple years ago, when I realized how bad at communicating I was, when I'm like yelling at people all the time online. Like when every comment you react to is you yelling and being mad, that's when you know, okay, something's not right. Like you got to really take a step back and go, okay, why am I getting mad about every single thing that is being posted online? But that's what the internet sometimes does to us. It wants us to do that because then we'll keep using it. It's like an abusive relationship. So for me, I started to like be aware of that, and I said I don't want to be a part of that anymore. So yeah, so I think communication, like any business, that's what makes things fail, is when communication. That's one of the things, one of the major things. Whenever I worked at a place and we started not doing well, it's because our communication with each other was awful. So yeah, when people don't communicate with their fans and with each other, and they don't, like they don't have to agree on everything, but they got to learn to hear the other person out, whether they agree or not, and then counter with something constructive. It's not easy. I know. I agree. I don't do it that well sometimes either, but it's something we should all be more aware of so we can work on, and only then can we actually find progress and success. Are you excited for DC Fandom? Yes, because of that, the Green Lantern show, and then also because of Gotham Knights, which is like Midnight Suns. That's another game I'm super excited for, but we just haven't had any news on it recently. So when that game starts getting more information out there, I'll be doing more Gotham Knights related content probably as well when I have free time. So yeah. Random question, but where'd you get one of those open display cubes in your background, if you don't mind me asking? This was I got this on Amazon. These things are like for 20 of them or 24. I think they do them in like increments of 12 or 8. But yeah, something like that. Maybe it's 8. Yeah, so I got 16 of these cubes. And I don't know. They were like 16 of them was like $30, and they just snap into each other. So yeah, if you just look up like clear shelves or something like that on Amazon, I think you'll scroll down enough, you'll see them. So I can't remember the name off the top of my head, but yeah, you can find these on Amazon. They come in different colors too. I went with clear because I knew I was going to have LED lights back there, and I wanted the LED lights to shine through. So like over there, you can see silhouettes of like Mandarin Spawn, and there's Cygors up there, and then there's I think my Agent Venom statue, and then my Carnage statue. So yeah, and then I got the Venom statue there. So yeah, I love these. And actually, if you noticed, I think just 2 days ago, or no, Saturday night, I redid this whole wall. Like just cleaned it up. I moved the names of people that come here a lot. I put that up there. So I did some rearranging on the wall because every time I moved the chair, I kept bumping into the shelves behind me and knocking all the toys over. So every time I would record a YouTube episode for you guys, I would knock everything over and then have to put them all back up before I recorded the next episode, because I got up to go get a drink or go to the bathroom, and oh man, so I got tired of doing that. So I cleaned all this up, and there's a lot less things behind me. In fact, behind me is all my Halo stuff now, because I'm going to be making some Halo content soon as well. I do find it weird that the place comics are in now. Iconic characters, household names, billion-dollar movie franchises, yet it seems barely anyone actually reads comics. It's a shame, because yeah, comic book characters are the biggest thing in the world right now. Case in point, Shang-Chi is a character that most people don't even know who he is, but because he's part of the Marvel Universe, which is easily the most dominating force in pop culture right now, is the Marvel characters. Whether you agree with that or not, or like that or not, it's true. That's just facts, like #facts. That franchise is just unstoppable, and it shows that maybe people just weren't really into the Black Widow movie as much, and that they were like, this movie is, a lot of people said it's a couple years too late. I still like the movie, but Shang-Chi is, I think, a first step into new characters, new things to explore, other elements of the Marvel Universe. Like, we're going to probably get into supernatural stuff with Marvel coming up soon with Doctor Strange 2 and Blade. So, I'm happy to cover the Midnight Suns. I think that'll be, for comic book stuff, that'll be the new show going forward. I was going to do Fantastic Four and everything, but I just don't see me doing deep dive breakdowns and getting excited for Fantastic Four when it's from the director of the Spider-Man franchise that Disney does, which I am not a big fan of. So we'll talk about No Way Home here in a second too, because I know some people wanted to know my thoughts on it, and we'll get to that here. So I won't be able to catch up on every comment, but let me just get back down to the bottom here. The other big problem with Kitchen Nightmares was fresh frozen. Yes, fresh frozen. You're right. That's great. Wow, what a good memory. Yeah, fresh frozen is another big problem. People are like getting fresh food but then freezing it. It's like, you idiots. Kitchen Nightmares is very entertaining. I actually binged it with Hotel Hell this year. I love Kitchen Nightmares. I love Gordon Ramsay. As intense of a dude as he is, and as much as I would not like to be shouted at by that guy, or being called a donkey or an idiot sandwich or anything, it is entertaining for sure. And but I think at the core of what he is looking for in people is he wants people to set themselves up for success, and a lot of people don't do that, and that's a key component of business. Is you want to set yourself up for success. You don't want to hope for success. I mean, you do on the back of your head, but you need all the things in front of you that will give you a more likely outcome of success. And it's not easy to predict that or do that, I understand, but that's the kind of stuff he wants out of people. He wants them to be their best, because their restaurant a lot of times has their name on it. They're representing their family's lineage or their own history or their culture's food, you know. And it's like there's a lot riding, and restaurants are one of the hardest businesses to own in America for sure. A lot of them fail. So it's I like that show a lot, but I think I learned a lot about business by watching him and how people act at a business to what leads to their failures sometimes. And what I noticed a lot is, yeah, the quality is big, especially when running a restaurant, but also their like stubbornness, you know, like I don't shy away from emotions like negative, or people call them negative emotions. Me and my friend Andy talked about this recently, where I don't think anger is inherently bad. You can use anger for a positive outcome. You can use anger towards something or someone to catch the football in the end zone and make the winning touchdown. You can use anger to do something to motivate you to succeed in something that you probably wouldn't have if you didn't have anger to push you there. There is a bad side to anger, but like I think Green Lantern and the Color Core taught me this, which is rage is not evil by itself, but the way you use it is how it becomes evil. And so I started thinking of that a lot about that in my life and applying that kind of logic to stuff. So like, what were you just talking about? We were just talking about stubbornness. So like stubbornness, I have it. And I actually had a coworker say that to me recently. She was like, you know, you're really stubborn. And I said, and I wasn't like offended by it, but I was just like absorbing the information she gave me. And I said, you know, I am stubborn. I hope I'm not in a negative way. I do have to be stubborn though, because of my health conditions. Like my favorite thing is when people tell me, oh dude, you look normal. You had a great energy tonight. You did this, you know, like I can't tell you're going through some of the stuff you're going through. Good. I don't want you to. I don't want you to feel bad for me or, you know, I know some of you guys do worry about me and stuff, but I don't want to project the bad side. I want when one day when I'm gone and people find these episodes, you know, I want them to go, dude, that dude's smiling. He's like really passionate about the stuff he loves. You know, he apologizes if he thinks he does something wrong. Like he's trying to be fair and level-headed the best he can. Still has flaws, I'm sure. Still has opinions I don't agree with, sure. But he's trying, you know, like Eddie Brock, like you know, that's why I like doing this show and why I identify so much with Eddie, is because I feel like he's a guy who's made a shit ton of mistakes in his life, but he keeps trying to do the right thing. That is commitment and that is stubbornness, but a positive stubbornness. So I'm like, yeah, I gotta be stubborn, because if I'm not, like I missed 2 days of work this week. That's a lot of money for me. You know, it's enough to make a dent in, you know, my checks and stuff. So for me, I'm like, I need to work. Like so Sunday I made myself go to work even though I didn't feel good. Like if I'm contagious sick, I won't go to work. I'm not gonna do that to my fellow coworkers. But when it's like a headache or something like that, as long as I can drive and I know I can drive safely, I will go to work. But if I feel like I am not safe behind the wheel of a car, I will not go to work. That's my barometer to judge to go to work. So after I recorded my interview with Tajaya on Saturday, I was like, if I can do an interview tonight, no excuse. I'm going to work tomorrow, but I just need to go to bed right now. Right after this interview, I need to wrap up, turn off all the lights, and I need to go right to bed. And that's what I did. So to me, I don't think stubbornness is inherently a bad thing. I don't think rage or anger is inherently a bad thing. Just like I don't think love, you know, inherently is a good thing, because you can love someone too much and you can cross some lines and stuff, you know. So people make mistakes. People, you know, they do their best, and as long as you keep trying to do your best and you're aware of the mistakes you make, or you listen to people when they say, hey, this is bad that you're doing, maybe you don't agree with them in the moment, or even later still don't agree with them, but it's good to still hear them a little bit. I think that keeps you humble, to be put in your place sometimes. And I've certainly have eaten crow before, so yeah, it keeps you human. I love it how with the pandemic, the marketing and stuff for Venom 2 is just as wacky as the first one. It really is. What's up, Andrew? How's it going? Welcome. No one is perfect indeed. Eddie Brock is perfect now. He's a god. That's true. Rage can sometimes be good if used correctly. I feel like that. I feel like it is. So last few minutes here, let's talk about No Way Home. I think it was, who was it? So I can't remember. Correct me if you're watching this later, or if you're here now. Someone commented on one of my videos and they said, like, I'm really surprised you didn't do a No Way Home reaction trailer. And I'm like, but why would I? Like, I'm pretty open about not really liking the Disney Spider-Man movies. I think Tom Holland's fine. Like, I like him as Spider-Man, and I liked Michael Keaton as Vulture, and I liked Jake, what's the name? Jake Gyllenhaal as Mysterio. So I like some of the casting for the main characters, but like the side characters and stuff, like I don't know. I'm just not a big. They haven't. I don't know. It's hard. I guess I grew up in the Sam Raimi era, and even though I forgot those movies during, after my aneurysm, I rewatched them, soon after my aneurysm, and I still felt like this love for them. I don't think they're the greatest movies ever, but I do like the Sam Raimi ones. I think they're very interesting and cool, especially the first two, especially the second one, actually, for sure. But the new ones, I'm just like, I don't hate the movies. I'm just not. They're not for me in some regards. The stuff I look for in Spider-Man is I like a really good supporting cast, and I'm just not a big fan of some of the supporting cast or how they handle some of the supporting cast. So, but that's just my opinion. So I was like, yeah, but I'm pretty open about that. So why would I do a trailer reaction to a movie that I don't think I'm going to like? Because I know that everyone's like, yeah, but they're doing the Spider-Verse and this. I'm like, yeah, but they did the Spider-Verse in Into the Spider-Verse, and I love that movie. That movie was awesome. So I mean, like, this is that. I know what a multiverse is. I've been reading comics, for 30 years. So to me, I'm like, I don't know. It's not. It doesn't blow me away. Like it's not blowing me away. The Loki thing did. I liked the Loki stuff, and I love Kang the Conqueror and Immortus and the He Who Remains. Like, I like all that stuff. I love talking about time. Time is a construct. I definitely perceive time differently now with a lot of things, out of my control. But to me, like, that's interesting to me. I actually think I'm going to get a shirt that says "Time is a construct" on it. That's not my quote, obviously. That's an actual theoretical theory out there from scientists and stuff. People way smarter than me, but that's something I for years have said. Though I'm like, yeah, I'm sure I got it from some sci-fi thing though. But anyway, so yeah, I like I'm just not I'm not super excited. So when I heard that director was going to make the Fantastic Four movie, I got even less excited for the Fantastic Four movie. So that's why I'm like, you know what? I feel like I'm better in a niche market. Like I look at my channel and I go, what do people that come here like that I talk about? Obviously Venom, and he to me is a niche character, although he's kind of mainstream and a household name to some regard, but he's still kind of niche. But what I like is that so is Ghost Rider. And I was like, all this time I've been trying to figure out another comic show to do after Venom Vlog. And I've been already doing it. I've been doing Ghost Rider. I don't want to do Spawn because he's kind of R-rated. And that was one of the conflicts I had was, okay, well, if I start talking about Spawn all the time, I'm going to get into really intense subject matter, and I'm going to have to re-rate my channel, and it changes everything on my channel. And a lot of things will probably no longer be monetized and other things. So I don't want that kind of change to my channel. I like being a PG-13 kind of environment. Because I think that's more inclusive and stuff. And I think we can still talk about heavy subject matter, but in like a PG-13 way at times. So for me, I was like, well, Ghost Rider. I'm already doing a Ghost Rider show. And now we got a game coming out, and then there's definitely plans for him in the Marvel Universe for sure, and Blade and everyone. So Highway to Hell is just going to become the next show that I continue to do. And I'm totally happy with that, actually. And I hope you guys are too. I know I change my mind all the time when it comes to stuff. Sometimes it's because I forget the decisions I already made because of my memory. And then other times it's because my heart just changes or things become more aware to me. And Ghost Rider is more niche than Fantastic Four. Like Fantastic Four, when that comes out, it'll be mass audience, blockbuster, that kind of thing. But Ghost Rider, I think even when it comes out, if it's a movie, it'll be a hit probably because it's a Marvel movie, but Ghost Rider, like Venom, people know who that character, what that character looks like. He's a household identity in that regard. Like people think in the Nicolas Cage movie for sure, but they know it's a guy in a leather jacket on a bike with a flaming skull. Or newer people will say, oh, he's in a Charger and he's got a skull and then it catches on fire or whatever. It's like a mask looking thing. So I think Highway to Hell is just makes sense to do next. So I love Into the Spider-Verse. I frankly want a variant TVA jacket. Me too. I saw a bunch of them at MegaCon, and I that was awesome. Yeah, that was. I want one too. I love Into Spider-Verse, and I agree the trailer, while it's good, does feel like they are adding in way too much. That's how I feel about the Flash movie too. I love DC, obviously, like I said, but when they're like, oh, our Flash movie has like 2 or 3 Batman in it, and it has like this, a Supergirl in it, has it, and I'm just like, all right, cool story, bro. But to me, this seems like another shortcut for Sony to take to get to the Sinister Six by just going like, oh, we'll just open a multiverse and we'll just pull 6 villains from different movie franchises and put them all together, and then boom, there you go, you got your Sinister Six. And they're just so desperate for that Sinister Six that they aren't willing to put in the work to get there. I mean, the case in point was the Andrew Garfield movies, when at the end of the second movie they were like, screw Origins. Here's all the costumes for all the Sinister Six. In the next movie, we're just going to hand them out to people, and then we're just going to create the Sinister Six. So to me, it was just it's just more laziness from Sony, and I'm a little over that, to be honest with you. Spawn is a good comic, but yeah, good move for the sake of monetization. You also kind of need the monetization. I do. Every like 6 months or so, because of the views that you guys give on the channel and the occasional like super chat and stuff, like that'll total around $100. So it takes me about 6-7 months to make $100 on here. But usually when it comes in, it's like at the perfect time. Like it came recently, right when I needed to fix my car, which was awesome. Like my car was making all kind of noises. I was like, is it a pulley? Like what's wrong with? Is it the belt? And then I needed an oil change, and my tires, like one of them looked flat, or it was like getting flat, like all the pressure was coming out. That $12, something like that, fixed my car, and that ensured that I could get to work and continue to make money. And then I still had a little bit left over to buy a drive for the computer, because I needed to back up a lot of stuff with Neverland and other things in case, God forbid, anything happens to this computer. Like that's happened to me before, where I lost a lot of stuff and content and intros, and I had to rebuild stuff for Venom Vlog and other things for a friend's project that I was working on that I never could recover because everything got destroyed. So like, because the computer fell off like the desk or something, and so like to me, I'm like, I just don't, with my luck. So I went and got a drive, backed up everything, make sure it was safe, and all that's because of you guys. So just from watching the show, like so I'm grateful, and I do need that. So if I go and do rated R content and do Spawn, it'll probably take like a little over a year. It might decrease how often those $100 come in, and you know I do kind of need them. I do for sure. Yeah, we definitely need a Spawn reboot, especially with what they got, they can do now. It's true. Yeah. And I am enjoying the current Spawn comic. So from time to time, you'll see me I'll do a Seek and Destroy episode, and we'll talk a little bit about Spawn. So it's not like he's off limits. The more condensed I keep them, the less we'll get into the insane stuff that would make me change my channel's monetization. But Ghost Rider, he's safe bet. He's a PG-13 character, so it's good. We're good there. Spider-Man crossed over with Invincible 2. Yeah, that's a good one. That's right. That was a while back, though. That is one fear I have. Sony, again, trying to cram too much into one movie. That's Sony in a nutshell sometimes. So that's why I'm hoping Venom. A lot of people are like, oh, I hope Toxin's in this, and I hope other, and I'm like, well, that's totally a Sony move, but I hope not. I hope I hope it goes a different direction, but we'll see. Movie comes out very soon, so we'll find out. Don't forget the J. Jonah Spider Jameson was laughing my ass off. Oh yeah, right. Yeah, and I love J.K. Simmons is back. Like that's cool too. On a side Jameson note, but yeah, but Spidey and Jameson, that's a good combination. And now that we're finally getting that in the third movie, hopefully we get that interaction. That's good, because those were missing from the first 2 Spider-Man movies. What is the big push for Sinister Six? It's like trying to pitch a League of Assassins. That's what it is. Like Sony's just like, ever since I worked at Sony back in 2007. Sorry, I'm starting to feel I'm starting to lose it a little bit. So if you see me touch my face a lot, it's like I'm just like trying to keep myself awake. So let me get a little soda, and then I'm gonna read a couple more comments, and we're gonna wrap up. But anyway, that's my thoughts on No Way Home. But yeah, so I don't know. Ever since I worked at Sony, they've been wanting to do Sinister Six. So it's just, I don't know. It's a hard on they have, and they're willing to cut any corners to get there. And right now, I'm afraid that's what they're going to do with this Spider-Man movie. Doesn't mean it'll be a bad movie just because they cram too much in it. But again, I won't know until I see the movie. But I'm not super jazzed for it. And Kraven is not a tiger. Yeah, and Kraven, that movie, the casting for that. Notice we haven't heard anything else about that movie. So, yeah, I don't know. What up, brother? Andy Babak, what's up, sir? J.K. Simmons is jacked enough to play Spidey. Yeah, he could be old man Spidey. That'd be cool to see him in an alternate reality where he was Spider-Man and Peter Parker was like this young business owner at the Daily Bugle that hated him. That's a cool what if. Um, Creepshow's coming out now. Thanks for the great stream, Seek. I really appreciate you, good sir. Have a good night. Hey, have a good night, Matthias. Enjoy Creepshow. That's a good one, by the way. Enjoy Creepshow, and yeah, I'm gonna call it a night, guys. It is almost 10 on the dot, so we've been here for 1 hour, and that's when I said I would wrap this up. So, and I told you not to let me go over, and you guys are being great. So I'm sorry I couldn't read every single comment. I know I like to try to do that, even though some of you tell me it's not that important. I don't have. They're like some of you guys like after the stream, you're like, hey man, it's cool. You don't have to read every comment. I do like to do it when I can. I'm sorry I couldn't keep up tonight. So I do appreciate it. I'm going to change my name to Old Man Seek. I almost did a show called Old Man Seek. I started it and then I went away. But now that we have Midnight Suns, that's a way for me to talk a little bit about darker characters from Marvel. So we'll focus on the supernatural characters like Ghost Rider and Blade and the Darkhold and the Night Stalkers and stuff like that. But occasionally I might talk about Wolverine if he's in a supernatural setting, like Heart of Darkness, where he crossed over with Punisher and Ghost Rider. So you'll probably see stuff like that. Or when him and Gambit fought the Brood with Ghost Rider in New Orleans, both times. So you might see more of that as well. But good night, everyone. I do appreciate it very much. All right. Good night, Seek. Can't wait for Venom 2 in the future of SSMU. Yes. Seek, what Johnny Cash song? What? What Johnny Cash song? What are you talking about? I'm looking forward to you branching out, man. See you soon. Hey, thank you, Andrew. And thank you, all of you. For those of you who are willing, because I noticed I've been getting like downvotes on my Midnight Sun, some of them, the videos. So I know there are some people here that just do not like when I talk about anything outside of Venom, or they just don't agree with my opinions when it comes to other outside things, and that's fine. I just always encourage, like, for me to learn and to kind of see what your tastes are. If you ever do want to downvote my videos, I am not against that. It helps with engagement, so that's better than you doing nothing. But if you do downvote, please let me know your thoughts. Like, don't be afraid. I'm not going to bite your head off as long as you're respectful. I will be too. So just food for thought for those of you out there who sometimes vote me down and stuff. Like I don't mind the downvote. I just want to know why. So maybe if it's something I can change, or if it's something that I can focus on in a future video to kind of address further or explain better, it just helps me out too. So anyway, yeah, see you when next Venom date is announced. Shut up, Eddie. It's October 1st, dang it. But yeah, thank you guys so much. I appreciate it. You all have a good night, all right? Johnny Cash song since the Logan trailers had it. Well, it was a Nine Inch Nails song. It was called Hurt. So yeah, the song's called Hurt. It's by Nine Inch Nails, and Johnny Cash it was his cover of it. But Echo is Marine crawling over to me, so I think he has to go to the bathroom. So I will see you guys later. Thank you so much. Peace.